Yay! So, welcome to our Sunday Soul Circle on Sunday, the 17th of May. I think this is, I don't know how many we've done. This might be like the 9th or the 11th or something like that. We've been doing them for a long time now. And as I was just explaining before I hit record on the video, for me, these circles are about coming together in something deeper than just a movement practice. But the movement's really important because the movement for many of us is our gateway into stillness. It's our gateway into feeling into our hearts. And it's only when we come in through the gateway of movement in our bodies that we can actually step beyond our bodies and into the vastness that is the other side of that. So when I came up with these classes, it was because I had a deep yearning in my heart to offer a space where people could connect with their own divinity, whatever that means to them. Just hit mute a second, mute all a sec, so we don't get any feedback. So that we could all connect to our own divinity. And I've got this absolutely beautiful reading today that we're going to share throughout the class. But before we do that, I just want to remind you, as this is going to be a focused yoga class today, please, please, please listen to your body first, not me, not your brain. Listen to what your body is telling you feels good. Listen when your body tells you it doesn't feel good. And because today the physical is going to be all about embodying openness of the heart, what that essentially means is we're going to be doing quite a lot of shapes like this, leaning back like this. And for many people, oh, I tried to bite my top to keep it up, but I can't talk when I'm doing that, can I? For many people, when you're taking this shape, there's going to be one point in your spine. I'll come a bit closer. There'll be one point in your spine where it hinges. Watch for that, because that's going to be the point. If you feel tightness and crunchiness there, then what you're going to want to do is lengthen out of that so that you're not like, I can hinge right back, but instantly what I feel is impingement, like a crunching in my back. Watch for that, and instead lengthen the spine. Engage the belly to lift up and find length through the side of the ribs, okay? So that shape is going to come up in multiple poses. Listen to your body. Remember, this is about divine embodiment. It's not about trying to form some arbitrary shape because you think that's going to make you feel whatever. So you have full permission to just own it in whatever way is right for you today. Okay, I'm gonna switch to speaker view. Turn your videos off now, please, my lovelies. And either sit or lie down, whichever feels better for you today. If you're sitting, we're going to start with some breath work. So if you're sitting, just know that you can move at any point. I'd rather you were comfortable but present. Oh, just got Emma Lumley there. Hi, Em. There we go. Back to me. So find a way to be comfortable this morning as we gather in a circle to move our bodies, to slow our minds, and to drop into our hearts. Something drew you here today, whether you're part of the collective energy that is happening right now in this moment. And if you are, take a moment to smile, knowing that there's a whole group of people sharing this experience with you right now. And though we might not be connected in the same room, energy doesn't work like that. We are connected at a deeper level. So take a moment to pause and feel that connection. And if you're watching on the replay, do the same thing. Bring your hands to your heart, whether you're lying on your back or you're seated comfortably. And just take a moment to think about what drew you here today. For those that have been coming week after week, what draws you back week after week? And now from this place, just notice and set your intention for today. Whether that's to move with presence, whether that's to be available to the silence and stillness between my words. Whether it's just to not be in your brain for an hour, doesn't matter, it's yours, own it. Let the breath start to settle. We're going to practice full yogic breathing today. So take your awareness down to the lowest part of your ribs at the back and to your belly. And as you slowly drink air in through the nose, see if you can feel any sensation of opening or expansion at the lowest part of the ribs at the back and the belly. And then see if you can feel it higher, up around the chest, up around the breast area. And then finally, see if you can feel anything at the top of the chest, around the collarbones. An expansion, a broadening, and whenever you're ready, reverse the process, starting at the top, then going to the middle of the body, the chest area, and then the belly. You go at your own pace. I'm going to keep talking, but you don't need to match what you're doing with my words. My words are just there to prompt you and guide you. When we breathe in, we start by feeling the breath in the lowest parts of the body. And we just become very attentive to the subtle feeling of blowing up like a balloon. And then that feeling moves higher in the ribs and finally to the top of the chest. And then we reverse the process. The chest softens, the ribs soften back together, and the belly draws in. We fill. We drink in the breath again. Feel yourself as you breathe. Start to notice the depth of breath that feels really good to you. Often with breathing techniques like this, what I see with folks is that they push too hard. They think they've got to be super full and super empty, and actually it creates tension. Let it be a loving love song to your body as you breathe. Gentle expansion, gentle contraction. And you'll notice with every round of breath that you feel a little bit more quiet and a little bit more settled. Gorgeous. Just take one more round and then let yourself be completely still. Obviously still breathing. We don't want to stop breathing completely, but no effort with it. Just let it be natural. And let a smile come to your face as you notice how and what you're feeling. Worship does not mean offering flowers. It means offering your heart to the vast mystery of the universe. Worship does not mean offering flowers. It means offering your heart to the vast mystery of the universe. That means you don't have to go anywhere or do anything external. You might offer your heart to the vast mystery, and I'm thinking of someone on here in particular, every time you go and visit magical trees. Actually, two people in particular who, like me, have a shared love of trees. That's offering your heart to the vast mystery of the universe. It might be every time you hold your baby in your arms. It might be when you lead your students, thinking of you, Katie, here. It might be when you lead your students to find strength, power and fun through your work. Worship does not mean offering flowers. It means offering your heart to the vast mystery of the universe. Please, my lovelies, make your way onto all fours. And take the knees under the hips, wrists under shoulders, and just start offering your body. If the body is the temple that the divine lives in, offer your body to allow energy, consciousness, divinity to move through you. And that's why I take such great delight in these movement practices, because your body is your temple, not in a cheesy, like, I don't drink, my body's my temple kind of way, but in a, you're made of the same stuff as the stars and the earth. You are the mystery. So start to link breath and movement by slowing the breath down and making your movements undulating, free, and nurturing. You might like to circle the hips. You might like to make the circles really small, but begin to notice how the spine feels, how the sides of the body feel, how the shoulders and the neck feel. And listen to any calls within your physical body to move in slightly different ways. So probably you're fully in your zone now and you're not watching me at all. But my body just asked to lean back and take my hand over to the side so I could get a really decent side stretch. Beautiful. Keep moving. Lifting the chest, lowering the belly to the floor, looking up towards the sky, and then taking the opposite, rounding the spine, bringing chin into chest, pressing the floor away from you. And then even here, like I'm quite creaky this morning, I'm noticing, but even here as you do that, rock, sway, press into the back of the body. Really use this very simple shape to start opening the body up. Worship does not mean offering flowers. It means offering your heart to the vast mystery of the universe. Our hearts connect us to the great mystery. They connect us to our own experience of being alive, of what we love and what we cherish. And they connect us to one another. When we open our hearts to the vast mystery, we're opening our hearts to joy, to delight, to wonder. But we're also offering them to pain, to suffering, to grief. Because life isn't one-sided. We're all going to feel the whole gamut of emotion. And that's what divinity is. We don't find ourselves just in the highs of life. We find ourselves in the difficult times too. So open your heart to it all. Okay. Come back to a neutral spine now. And bring the right foot forward to the outside of the right hand. Shift the hips down and forward and untuck the back toes. Good. Now, I'm going to give you some choices, guys. You can stay here. Maybe you like to just gently rock and sway a little bit. You can stay here. Or you can lift up so that you lift the lower belly and you come up with the hands on the front knee. What I want here, though, is for you to start to open that back thigh and get a really nice stretch through the back there. Some of you may want to take the hands and interlace them, which I'm just going to show you what that looks like. Looks like this. You take the hands, you interlace them, entwine them in each other, and then you have the backs of the hands pointing down, the palms facing up. Oh, lost me. That's what's going on. Just having a little technical issue here. So you might want to have the hands interlaced. Take one more breath. Lift the chest up. This is one of those poses where you really want to watch for any crunching in the back. And then take the hands back down to the floor, shift the hips back, come back onto all fours. From on all fours, reach the hands out in front of you even more and let the chest and forehead come down to the floor. Drop into the stillness. Drop into the body and breathe. Find your own pattern of breathing that feels absolutely wonderful in your body. One more round of breath. And then walk the hands back. Tuck the toes. Take your bottom to your heels and take the hands to the hips. Squeeze the elbows behind you, lift the chest. You might even like to take the thumbs into the lower back like this. I quite like doing that. And then lift the hips up. Squeeze your butt. Press your hips forward. Lift the chest from the breastbone. Lift up nice and high. Look to the sky. Squeeze the elbows. Breathe. Offer your heart to the vast mystery. The divinity is not something outside of you. It's something pulsing within you in every moment. Beautiful. Come back down onto all fours now and take left foot forward this time. Sink the hips down and forward. If, like me, your front knee's coming quite far in front of your ankle, just move the foot forward a little bit. Untuck the back toes. Maybe you stay here, focusing on the opening on the right top of the thigh. Maybe you bring the hands to the front knee. Maybe you interlace the hands behind you and reach the chest up. And because I was fanny-arsing around with my light before, I'm going to have to hold you here for a little bit longer like I did on the first side. Find the length in the back. Lift the chest and the face. Lower belly really nice and engaged. Beautiful, guys. Keep going. One more breath. I think this accounts for my time faffing, don't you? Beautiful. Bring hands to the floor. Shift back onto all fours. Take one moment of stillness to come inside and home to yourself. And then reach the arms out, slide chest down to the floor, forehead to the floor. So I say forehead to the floor here. There's going to be some of you with bodies. I mean, you've all hopefully got bodies. Hopefully I haven't just got any divine manifestations of consciousness without bodies right now. If I have, I hope you're enjoying it. But, sorry, just laughing at my own terrible spiritual joke. But some of you will find that your bodies prefer to have the chin on the floor in this pose. That's totally fine too. Just notice if it causes more tension anywhere and then back off if it does. And then walk the hands back. Just like the first time, come on to sit on the heels. Lift the shoulders up and back, gently squeezing the shoulder blades together. Notice if there's any pinching in the lower back here, and just engage the belly to lengthen through the sides of the waist if there is. And then lift up, pressing the hips forward. This is how you get a yoga butt, guys. Squeezing the butt. Bring hands into the lower back. Squeeze the elbows. And lift up even more. Let's hold this for 5 rounds of breath. It's not necessarily the easiest of poses, especially first thing in the morning. But drop into the breath and be still, present and steady. Worship does not mean offering flowers. It means offering your heart to the vast mystery of the universe. Opening yourself to experience everything fully that there is to experience, and knowing that this is an act of worship. That every time something makes you roar with laughter, you're honouring the vast mystery. Just love that. Okay, I reckon we've probably done our breaths now. Come down to child's pose for a moment. So take the knees nice and wide, big toes to touch, and slide yourself out. Forehead to the floor. You can be completely static, or you can wriggle and move a little bit here. The body is the gateway to something deeper. Let yourself enjoy being in your body. Like, there's a bit of a running joke with my classes that we've got a new hashtag, sorry Sue. You'll get used to my slightly raunchy style. I love embarrassing my own mother, Sue, talking about all this stuff. But when practicing, some of the noises that are elicited are of deep enjoyment. Allow yourself to enjoy the physical practice. You've got this incredible body. Enjoy it. One more breath in child's pose, quiet and still. And now walking the hands back up. If it is in your practice today, coming up into downward facing dog. If you're not feeling it, stay on all fours. And keep opening the body. In downward dog, lifting hips up and back. Bending the knees. Rocking the hips from side to side. Just taking a few moments. I'm going to give you probably about 10 breaths worth of self-exploration in this shape. Just to see how you're feeling, where you're at, what the body's doing today. We've already done quite a lot. So if you want to rest, you absolutely can. Halfway there, take a few more breaths. Remember, this is your practice. This is your chance to connect with your inner self, with your heart. So listen to that. Don't feel you have to do something just because I'm doing it. Okay, everybody now coming to downward facing dog. And step the right foot to the top of the mat. Lower the back knee and untuck the toes again. Same choice as before. You can stay here. You can lift the hand onto the knee. But I'm going to add you a choice in here. And for this choice, I want you to really strongly pull the thigh bones up into your pelvis. So you're really activating the legs drawing in. And what you're going to do is reach the right arm up by the ear and take the left hand back down on the thigh. So just like I mentioned in the previous pose, if you notice yourself collapsing, which is exactly what I just did there, so I've modified, Then back out of the pose until you can feel spacious and strong in the body. Offer your heart. There's a reason I put these shapes with these words. Offer your heart. Be in it. Let every molecule of your physical self be an offering, alive, divine, magnificent. Oh, so beautiful. Take the hands to the floor. Tuck the back toes. Come back either onto all fours or downward facing dog. If you're in downward dog, come onto the knees now. Slide the hands forward, Anahastasana, forehead to the floor. When you next breathe in, lifting up, hands to hips, squeeze the elbows, lift the chest, look up. On an exhale, coming back, downward facing dog. Good. Take 3 breaths in downward dog if that's the shape you're going for right now. If you're in child's pose, own it, my friends. Own it, enjoy it, go for it. Oh yeah, there we go. Oh yeah, there we go. Loving it. Everyone come to downward dog now. And step the left foot forward. If it doesn't get there, take hold of the ankle, help it there. Easy peasy. Lower the back knee and untuck the toes. Option 1 is to stay here. It's a mighty fine and powerful place to be. Option 2 is to bring the hands to the front knee and use that to lift the chest even higher. Option 3 is to take the right hand onto the back thigh and lift the left arm up towards the sky. Offering yourself. Smile in the pose. Who's on this call, once said to me, I don't know what it is about the classes, there's just a magic that happens. Let yourself be in that magic and be that magic. Beautiful, guys. Keep going. And take hands to the floor. Shift the hips back. Come back either downward facing dog or onto all fours. Doesn't matter. If you're in downward dog now, come on to all fours. One last time. Shift the arms forward. Forehead to the floor. Take one breath here. And then slide yourself back up. Bring hands to the back, thumbs pressing into the back. Squeeze the elbows together, lift the chest, squeeze the butt. Beautiful. How are we doing? Oh, we're doing very well. Keep going. Opening and lifting the chest, offering the heart. Connecting to the heart space. Steadying the breath and feeling in the shape everything there is to feel. When you want to give up, stay there a moment longer because you're a badass. And then coming back out of the pose, come down into child's pose for a moment. Resting in your child's pose. So the teachings that I share with this are tantric teachings. And tantra is the philosophy, really, the spiritual philosophy that divinity exists within all of us. And the spark of consciousness that we are is in fact that divinity experiencing itself within the manifest world. So if divinity lives within you, if You are a divine mystery experiencing itself as manifest consciousness and matter. And divinity longs to experience what you and I are experiencing. And this is what the worship is. It's fully experiencing everything in your life, not running from or towards anything. It's living from the heart and embracing every moment. Embracing the good, the bad, the ugly, not dimming the light of any of it. Coming back into downward facing dog now. And walking the feet up to the top of the mat. Into a forward fold. Remember, you can bend your knees as much as you need to here. Wriggling the hips from side to side. And then interlace the hands behind you, just like we did. Bend the elbows a lot. Draw the hands up so they come up towards the bra line. And then press the elbows really straight. Chest reaches down and forward. Gently, slowly bend the elbows again. As you bend them, wriggle the shoulders. Wriggle the side body. Wriggle your bottom, just basically wriggle, have a little wriggle. And then slowly straighten the arms again. One more time, still in the forward fold. Bend the elbows, have a wriggle, wriggly, wriggly, wriggly. Oh, yeah, I found a juicy spot there. Nice little side bend. And then last time, straighten the elbows out, but this time, let the arms come up and over. Breathe. Let the hips rise up and the upper body reach down. One more breath. You've got this. This is actually fairly strong, so keep going. And then release the arms, bend the knees. Bring hands to hips and inhale, come all the way to stand. Beautiful. Inhale to reach the arms to the sky, look up. Exhale, arms by the sides, folding down again. Interlace the hands behind you one more time. Straighten the elbows, bend the knees, and this time lift the chest. Good. Press the backs of the hands away from you. Draw the heart and the chest forward. Shift your weight so you're only standing on your right foot. Left foot off the floor, knee bent. Squeeze your right butt. And come up to stand, so straighten the right leg. Keep lifting that left knee. Oh, I'm being so mean. Fold forwards now and slowly step the left foot back. Make it nice and slow. So we're coming into a high lunge. Bend the elbows again. Lift the chest and then slowly straighten the elbows. Bend left knee almost to the floor, not quite. And then straighten the left leg. Oh yes, release the arms now. Take them down onto the floor to frame the front foot. Look forward. Either take the back knee to the floor, come onto all fours like we've been practicing, or come straight into your plank pose, your choice. And then lower all the way to the floor, whichever way works for you this morning. Now reach the arms back behind you, palms facing in. Inhale to lift the chest and the legs. Look back towards the left and back to centre at the front. Look back towards the right and centre at the front. God, I'm being mean. Look back towards the left. This is part of embodiment, guys. This is part of the worship. And back to center. One more time each side. Look towards the right and center and the left and center and the right and center. Release down. Take hands to the floor. Some of you will come back to child's pose. Some of you will come straight to downward dog. I have no attachment to which. I just want you to enjoy. Oh yeah, I'm going to do child's pose. Why not? Take a moment and a breath. Anything that I've said today that may have landed or resonated with you, let it echo in your heart now. And then everybody, downward facing dog. Walk the feet up to the top of the mat. Bend the knees. Inhale, come all the way to stand. Reach the arms to the sky. Exhale, bring them down through prayer pose. And fold all the way to the floor again. Bend the knees. Interlace the hands behind you. Reach the arms back. Lift the chest. Shift your weight this time into the left leg, lifting the right foot off the floor. You got this. This is how we build strength, determination, all such valuable qualities. Straighten the left leg. Lift the right knee high. Lift the chest. Smile. This is fun. You came here for fun, right, guys? You're loving it, really. Slowly start to lean forward and take the right foot all the way to the back of the mat into a high lunge. Yes, you guys. Bend the elbows. Lift the chest. You're welcome, by the way, getting a nice sweat on here. Straighten the arms. Bend back knee almost to the floor. And then lower it down. Release the hands to the floor. Either side of the front foot. You're either going to come back onto all fours or you're going to come downward facing dog. Beautiful. Then inhale forward if you're in downward dog to plank and lower all the way to the ground. Reach the arms back behind you, palms facing in. Same as last time. Inhale, lift the chest and the heart. Lift the legs. This time we're going to hold it. Keep lifting. 10, 9, see if you can lift a bit higher. 8, 7, 6, 5, keep lifting. 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, very good. Take hands under shoulders, press back, everyone child's pose. I say that, if you're feeling really on fire this morning and you want some more downward dogs or vinyasas, you go for it. Take this moment to pause. To listen to the beating of your own heart. Worship does not mean offering flowers. It means offering your heart to the vast mystery of the universe. It means letting your heart pulse with the life of the universe, without thought and without reservation. What that last bit means, without thought and without reservation, what that means is don't censor yourself. And positive thinking is just as detrimental as negative. If we only let ourselves feel positive all the time, There's a whole side of life that we're cutting ourselves off from. Let yourself feel it all. Coming back up now onto the heels. We're going to do this one more time. Lift the hips. I'm going to give you two choices here. Just tuck the toes for me. Option one is to do the variation that we've been working on. You're going to be a little bit more open and able to come a little bit deeper, but I really want you to listen to your body first on this. So this is a magnificent pose. Stay here if this feels like a challenge. If there's a little bit more juice in the tank, or if you've been practicing with me for a longer time, lift the right arm up and take the back hand to the back heel. Keep lifting the chest, squeeze the butt, press the hips forward, opening your heart to the mystery. If you've got hands on the hips, you can stay here or you can come to child's pose at any time. Those of you with one arm in the air, come back up. Lift the left arm up now and take the right hand to right heel, lifting up. Breathing. Remember to breathe. Squeeze the thighs towards one another. Lengthen the spine. Beautiful. Everybody now. Untuck the toes. Slide the arms forward. Come down onto the belly. So Naomi, this is only optional for you, because if it's fine for your body, then do come where we're going to go. But if you don't want to, just keep the arms lifted like this, so that the forearms are on the floor just to support your chest. Rach, I'm totally forgetting you're a milker as well. If you're a yoga teacher, so I know you know how to modify, so just keep doing that. Everybody else, bring the forearms to stack, one on top of the other, so that the forearms are parallel to the long edge of the mat. And then bring your forehead to rest on the forearms. Take the legs a little bit wider and just let the hips rock from side to side. We're just going to ease out any tension or tightness that might be in the lower back. And I was ever so slightly late starting because I was chatting and I brought Rafa in. So it's going to overrun by 10 minutes. So if anybody needs to jump off strictly at 10 a.m, we're at 9:48 now. So you might like to come into Shavasana shortly, or you might like to take a shorter Shavasana. Now the other option here, no, in fact we're going to go there next. So just take a few more breaths in crocodile pose. Feel yourself start to slow down. Now, bring your right cheek to the floor so that you're looking to the left. And then slide your left knee along the floor and up out towards the side. You get to find what's comfortable here, and for some people this is how they sleep, so it's a very natural, comfortable position. Same with the arms, you just find what's comfortable, because really here, what I'm doing is actually giving your body and nervous system the impetus to start to settle after some quite arousing poses, poses that get the blood going, poses that open the heart, make us feel quite exhilarated. So we want to come back down now. So you find what feels best in your body. And then slide that left leg back down, come back to center. Just pause in center for a moment. Now turn the face to look towards the right and slide the right knee up along the belly, along the ground in the direction of the shoulders. So the leg is out to the side, knee bent. You can have your heel in towards your groin, or you can have your heel further away from you. It really is a matter of personal preference, and it really is a matter of what feels delicious right now. Worship does not mean offering flowers. It means offering your heart to the vast mystery of the universe. It means letting your heart pulse with the life of the universe. Without thought and without reservation. It means being so in love that you're willing to dissolve and be recreated in every moment. Slide the right leg down and come over to lie on your back. Bend the knees. Take the soles of the feet to the floor, nice and wide as your mat. And let the knees knock in to touch, to kiss for a moment. Bring hands to rest on the belly. Observe how in these moments of stillness, after the movement and the exertion within the physical vessel, how you can move through that gateway of the body into the stillness. Smile with the eyes closed. Now separate the knees and just let the knees rock from side to side. Imagine your spine gently wringing out. Imagine the muscles in the lower back easing, righting themselves. As your mind and your heart melt like a pool of wax. Knowing that we are here in a circle and that there's an amazing group of people experiencing this vastness and this embodiment at the same time. That this energy field that we create unites us not only with our own hearts and desires and longings, but with each other, and reminds us that we are always connected to this great mystery. Bring the knees back to center. Lift the right leg up towards the sky and interlace the hands either behind the thigh or the calf, or take hold of the big toe. All depends really on how your hamstrings are, how much yoga you do, how long your legs and arms are compared to one another. That has a big effect. But we're just going to take a gentle hamstring stretch. And as you take the stretch, let the leg rock from side to side. Find that opening. Let yourself be soothed and comforted in this moment. You deserve to always know that you are enough. That what you have to share and to give and to offer is exactly right. And it's enough. that where you are in your life at this moment is exactly where you're meant to be, even though we can fight against that. Moment by moment, offering your heart to the great mystery. Living in that flow will change everything. Bend the knee, hug it into the chest. And then set that right foot back down onto the floor. Lift the left leg up now. Interlace the hands behind either the thigh, the calf, or take hold of the left big toe. And again, rock the leg from side to side. If you prefer completely static, that's totally fine. It really is a personal preference. What we're doing with this final stretch, I'm using it as a counter pose, just to make sure that the lower back's super happy after all of the work we've done with back bends and heart openers today. It's what's called a counter pose. But also, you'll notice that the hamstring stretch has a very profound effect on your nervous system. It's very soothing. A few more settling breaths. Hug the knee into the chest. Rock from side to side. And then, how are we doing for time? Yeah, we've got time for one final pose. If you know you need to go bang on 10, I'm going to say take a short shavasana now and sneak off. If you know you've got an extra 10 minutes, hug knees into chest now. Take the arms out to the sides with the palms facing up. And then take both knees over to the left. Take that left hand to the top of the right knee, and if you wish, if it feels good in your body, look over towards the right. Now, especially, I'm thinking of you ladies with young children. If you do nothing else, if you can do this side twist for the spine fairly regularly, I wholeheartedly recommend it. It's so good for the spine on a very... we've been playing in the waters of divinity today, but this is very much in the human physical realm. Like, this is a very nurturing pose for your spine. It will do your spine a lot of favours, keeping it mobile and fluid. So if you can take a twist regularly, please do. I tend to finish most of my classes with a twist just because they're so good for us. Take a few more deep breaths and sink with the exhale in between the breath. Just notice how still you feel. The physical is the gateway in. And the thing is, there comes a point within the practice where you don't need the physical anymore, and it becomes purely for pleasure. And you start to yearn for the stillness and the meditation as the main practice. I think I lost myself for a moment there. Come back to center. Hug the knees. Rock from side to side, pressing lower back down, pressing the whole of the back down. Noticing and observing what the body feels like in neutral now. Then reaching the arms out to the sides, palms facing up, and taking both knees over to the right. looking to the left. If it's too much on the neck to look to the left, you don't need to, just look straight up. And I like to bring my right hand to the top of the left knee. So the left knee is the one that's on top of the two knees at the minute. Enjoy some silence with yourself and your body and your spirit and your heart. Come back to center. Hug the knees one final time. Rock from side to side. Oh, when you're ready, stretch out. Do put a layer on if you think you might get cold. So do what you need to do to feel super warm, comfortable and supported. It's fine to have a blanket, it's fine to have a pillow, whatever you need. We're going to sit for a few moments. I'm going to bring you a little bit of sound. But we're going to sit for a few moments lie for a few moments in Shavasana, in the final relaxation. Allow yourself to melt. Remind yourself that this time is so important for you. It's how we connect. We need this time to be still and quiet, otherwise we can't hear the mystery, we can't feel our hearts. Allow yourself to rest. Worship does not mean offering flowers. It means offering your heart to the vast mystery of the universe. It means letting your heart pulse with the life of the universe, without thought and without reservation. It means being so in love that you are willing to dissolve and be recreated in every moment. If you wish to stay here where you are and just dissolve, please, please do. If you wish to join me in a minute's seated silent meditation to allow everything we've shared today to just settle in you, then please come over and rest in the fetal position on your side. When you're ready, come to sit in any way that is comfortable. Bring the hands onto the heart. Close the eyes. There's no need to do anything. Just exist for this next minute together, that we share our energy in this circle. Before we leave, just take a moment. Imagine, feel, or notice the feeling of us as a group all being here in this vibrational energy together. Smile to yourself and to each other. And then bring hands into heart. Pray, hands into prayer even, and bow the head. Bowing to our own wisdom that brings us and calls us like a siren to these experiences. Bowing to one another, because we're all starting to get familiar now to know each other from face, showing up week after week. And finally, bowing to this practice that brings us home to our own divinity. From the bottom of my beautiful heart, thank you so much for being here today, for listening to what I have to share, and hopefully you really experience something beautiful. Namaste. Oh, I'm going to stop recording now. Bye-bye everyone on the recording. Oh, everyone on the recording, check out my monthly membership. It's banging. It's lots of content like this. It's real soulful community. There's always a theme. The classes are really thought out so that your body will feel absolutely amazing and your spirit will be lifted. and you're gonna absolutely love it. I'd love to have you join. It's a super good price as well, £10 per week. You get option to join 2 live stream classes, and you get a whole library of back catalogue of classes that I've made that are just gorgeous. So come and be part of my gang. Yay! Right, I'm stopping recording.